وَنِعْمَةٍ كَانُوا فِيهَا فَاكِهِينَ, and wealth and the amenities of life in which they took so much delight. كَذَلِكَ وَأَوْرَثْنَاهَا قَوْمًا آخَرِينَ. Thus other people were made to inherit these things. فَمَا بَقَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَا كَانُوا مُنْذَرِينَ. And neither the heavens nor the earth shed a tear for them, nor was respite given to them anymore. They read it. They understood what it means, but they were laughing at the Egyptians. Pharaoh, the fool. You know, Allah sent him 9 plagues. Look at all the riches he had, the granaries of Egypt. The Nile River brings all the silt and the things that they planted and they grew, and they have this Abu Simbel and what not. They have the mighty monuments there in Egypt. Go and see it even today. The pyramids, they can't understand how they got the things together. That between 50-ton blocks, if you put them together, and if there's 1 inch off on one side and 3/4 on the other, how do you get them together? How do you get these things together? That's 4,000, 5,000 years ago. How did they get these 2 rocks together that you can't put a cardboard in between? How? They can't understand. This is what they had. What did they do? They didn't hit the warning. So our brothers in Spain are laughing at the fools in Egypt, Pharaoh and his people. The fools. You see, they didn't hit the warning. Allah destroyed them. I'm saying, you fools, you are in the firing line. But no, you see the other guy, the other fool. Baghdad, Samarkand, Bukhara, and the Harun al-Rashid, Mamun al-Rashid, a veritable fairyland. You can only create those scenes in films, that's all. In real life, no more. What happened? On the borders of the Mongols, barbarians. You want to preach to them Islam? What can they understand? What will they understand? Your forefathers could. The most barbaric people on earth, you Arabs, in the Ayyamul Jahiliyyah, you married your stepmothers. Did the Mongols do that? Did the Spanish people do that? Wine bibbers, you people excel them all. You are greater drunkards than the Spanish people. They didn't marry the stepmothers. They didn't bury their daughters alive. You did. The Arabs in the Ayyamul Jahiliyyah. That Gibbon, the master historian, describes them. He said the human brute, animal in human form. The human brute, almost without sense, is poorly distinguished from the rest of the animal creation. The only thing that distinguishes him from the animal is the form. The form. Fi ahsani taqweem. Allah created him in the best of molds. Otherwise, animal and worse than animal. That's you. And Allah extricated you. He made you the torchbearers of light and learning to the world. It can't do that to the Spanish people? No. It can't do it to the Mongols? No. Allah says, فَتَرَبَّصُوا. You wait. You khabis, you wait. For what? حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ. Until Allah's decision comes about for your destruction. And you waited. 800 years. Allah waited and you waited. 800 years. Allah waited for us in India. 1,000 years we ruled India. 1,000 years. And in 1,000 years we didn't do the job. Allah says, you wait, and we waited. Today, we can't even cry in that country. Do you know that? You can't even cry. Why are you hitting us? You can't cry. Why? You didn't do the job. Allah says, فَتَرَبَّصُوا حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. You are a fasik people. With all your black patches on your forehead, and your salat and zakat and all, you are a fasik people if you don't do the job. Here, brothers, here a start. Make a start. Make a start. 1 million, 2 million Zulu Qurans. Each and every one of you, you can contribute for 1 Quran, 5 Qurans, 50 Qurans. This million I'm talking about, inshallah, I'll meet somebody with, he said, okay, inshallah. I'm very, very optimistic. You see, in all my life, I'm very optimistic. But let's get started. The papers are given to you with the address. He said, look, here is somehow you can, if you want to get together, if you can't do yourself $50, $100, $1,000, if you can't, get a few friends together. I said, come on, man, you give 5, you give 2, you give 1, we'll put together and we'll send it for Quran, Holy Quran account. The people of Africa, they are the readiest people for Islam. In their concept, the Zulu, let's start with the Zulu, that's where I come from, Zulu land. The Zulu, You asked the Zulu that you worship God? He said, yes. Before the white man came, you knew about God? He said, yes. What is his name in your language? What do you call him? So he says, Umvelingangi. Umvelingangi. Sounds like Wallahu Ghani. Umvelingangi. What is he like? Was he like a man or a monkey, elephant or a snake? He says, no, Nimza, sir. He is the pure and Holy Spirit. He does not beget and is not begotten. And there is nothing like unto him. He is actually giving you a translation of Surah Ikhlas. You ask him, have you read the Quran? He said, what is that? What are you talking about? What Quran? What is that? No, he doesn't. He never heard the name Quran. In his life, he doesn't know the Quran. You want to give him now, but he's quoting you the Quran in his own language. He knew about ethics and morality. He knew that adultery was bad, stealing was bad, lying was bad. All these 10 commandments he knew before the white man came. He didn't have a name to his religion because his language was not a written language. The white man did a beautiful job. He gave him a book in his own language and gave him his script, the Latin script. He did the job. I just come from Sudan. I got the visa in Sudan. You remember for Nigeria? Now before going to Nigeria, to Sudan, I have a habit, call it an obsession. If I am to go to any country, I like to master the language of that nation before going. In 1977, I was supposed to go to Indonesia, so I learned Indonesian. I was supposed to go to Nigeria, I learned Hausa Fulani, the language of the Nigerian. You get started, man. I wanted to go to the Lebanon. I learned the Arabic of the Bible. I wanted to go to Israel. I'm afraid that people won't allow me, but I want to go to Israel, talk to the Jews. I learned Hebrew. I learned the Hebrew, language of the Jew. I want to go to Spain. I learned Spanish. In my own country, I speak Zulu. I speak Afrikaans, and English I'm speaking now. What language you want to hear? What language you want to hear? I want to go to Kenya. I learned Swahili. So what language you want to hear? Look, this is my hobby. I love to do that. Acquire some little knowledge about the man's language. So before going to the Sudan, I said I knew some Arabic of the Bible. Quranic Arabic I know a little bit more, but the Bible of the Quranic Arabic of the Bible. I says now the Dinka, we are at war with the Dinkas. General John Garang is a Dinka. He is like the Zulu. But the Zulu is in South Africa, the Dinkas are in Southern Sudan. And this guy, we are at war with him. So I said, right, we are at war. I said, sooner or later, inshallah, I hope and I pray, and the Muslims are praying that the Muslims gain victory. But I have been telling them when I went there, and I tell you all, that you can win the war and lose the peace. You can win the war, but you lose the peace. You don't know how to consolidate that fellow. You'll ever be at war. You defeat him in the field, but it's a continuous battle, and the whole of Africa is behind the black man. And the Southern Sudanese are treated as a black man. They are the black man. You Sudanese, you say you are an Arab. Is that a fact? Yes. They say we are Arabs. So I said, look man, you look like an African. No insult, please, don't take offense. I said, look, to me you look like an African. So yes, but I'm an Arab. I said, okay, but you look like an African to me. And to the whole of Africa you look like an African. What makes you Arab? He says, you see, our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that whoever speaks Arabic is an Arab. So that definition, you are Arab. Anybody who speaks Arabic, if all of Pakistan was speaking Arabic, we would be also saying we are Arabs. That's qualification, that definition our Nabi gave. Whoever speaks Arabic is an Arab. From that point, you Sudanese are Arabs. But from your looks, ethnically, you look same like the Dinkas to me. Please forgive me. No insult. But now how are you going to talk to the Dinkas? So I got the Dinka Bible. They tell me there are 4 different dialects of Dinkas alone. They got the Bible in the 4 Dinka dialects of for these people, 4 different dialects in their language. So I got one of them. I said, the one that John Garang, his dialect I want. So somehow I got that. And I learned. And I went into Sudan. I go to put up in Hilton Hotel. I go to the receptionist. And I say, I was trying to learn your language. That's how I open up. Anyway, I said, I was trying to learn your language. He said, yes. I said, listen, he's thinking Arabic, I'm going to talk. I said, Apiat abatin, wiyaki lik eve, apiatin unuk wik, tijal an nasha.